Hello, everyone. Once again, not sure if this is working, but last three times it did, so I think we're fine. Welcome to the Filip versus game development stream, where we're building this thing. Oh, ow, 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 I hear myself. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Hopefully, hopefully, this is still happening. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I had the YouTube page open. Okay. So we're building this one. Gamebook.com and the first kind of adventure in this. And as you can see, this is a mobile game in which you mostly read and choose, but it is richly simulated in the underneath it. So like my thing is it's like simulation rendered in text. Like for example, if you in Skyrim you would have it rendered in 3D. Here we're trying to render it in text. All right, so this is like what the user or like the player will see. This is obviously just a prototype, as you can see here. So not the greatest, but like in general, it's going to be mostly text and just a little bit of animation here and there. That's it. Okay, so that's what we're building. And last three episodes we did a bunch of things. The last one we did the director, which is still kind of incomplete. I added a little more things, but it's basically the actor that is responsible for giving you some kind of sense that the world is moving on even without you. It's just like making things happen, and it has some rules on which we are basing these things. So if I show you the code here, director, yeah, basically we have these rules, which I'll probably explain some other time. Maybe you can actually, if you're on the chat, you can go like rule set question mark and it will answer. I'm not sure if I set it up, but anyway, it's a rule. It's the director is basically just like has a bunch of rules, and when some rule is like applies to the current world, it will shoot. If it doesn't, then it won't. And so basically, when the player is somewhere and things are fine and nothing is attacking or anything like that, we will get one of those. And right now we have only really one rule, and that is that Leroy, one of the NPCs, after he helped with you with some am I actually showing it? I'm not showing it. Oh man, I suck at this. So this is the code and this is the rule, and it says, hey, if Leroy is not undead and if he is with, wait a minute, yeah, if he is with the player and he's there, then and we cleared the goblin camp, then unless there are other things to do, then we say, well, Leroy turns to me, and he basically leaves you. He's like, thanks, but no thanks. So that's the director, but that's last episode. This episode, we're going to tackle one of those things. So here's the thing. When I'm a big believer in the fact that one of the hardest and most important parts of any kind of development is task selection, right? So like, what do I work on next? And it's very hard because, see, especially in game development, you can do anything, and you can spend like terrible amounts of time just doing things that are cool, but maybe are not the best use of your time. And so there's a talk in GDC that I really love from the creator of RimWorld, and he says, you know what, just like always have a list of things that you might be working on, but not only do you track how cool anything is, like here, but also track and try to like have a numeric value or like a sorting thing of like what is cool and what isn't, and how much cooler something is, and also track how much time it will take you, right? And so and then like just like look at the ratio, and if you can have something not that cool but it's very easy to implement, then do that instead of something really cool but they're really hard and really it takes a real long time to implement. So that's my thing now. I have this tricks. I mean, it doesn't need to be spreadsheet. It can be anything else. But I have things like wargaming and obviously things that are ship necessary, as I call it. So things that like I really need save load, obviously. And I still don't have it. But there are all these other things, and there might be many, many more that kind of don't make the cut. So that maybe at some point I will get to them, and this spreadsheet is always changing, and the sorting is also always changing, as it should. But yeah, right now I have these things, and so why I'm working on healing today is I want those fights in this game to be very kind of brutal. So let me show you this. If you run the game and you go, let's just start with this one, and you like start fighting in this game. You can do things like step eyes, step torso. You can cut off limbs. Pretty terrible things. And this is by design. It's meant to be messy. Like the fights here shouldn't be like, oh, I take 5 hit points from you. No, you're like, no, I actually hit you in the face with the mace. So so okay. There's some fainted slashes here, and Tamara exposes her arms, so nothing happens so far, but I can be like, I want to stab his eye, and I fail in it actually. And I thrust the dagger at the goblin's eye. The goblin jumps backwards. My dagger cuts empty air. The goblin hurls the rusty sword at Tamara, and she tries to dodge, but she's out of balance. The rusty sword pierces Tamara's torso. Tamara drops to her knees and kills over. So now she's dead, right? And we can go and we can turn her undead, which is what I'm gonna do. So I raise my hands over Tamara, and she opens her eyes. That's something that we implemented, I think, in episode number 1 of this. She stands up and lunges at the goblin's torso. Jaws open. The goblin leaps back. Tamara's teeth bites empty air. Bite. That's a bug. Tamara's teeth bite. Okay, let's do a little bit of. So bite. I just need to go get the create bite. Okay. Right. We are actually the goblin leaps back. So this is this one, and then apply success. Bite. These should be they. Huh. Okay, so I'll just make a note of this. So a bug. Tamara's Tamara's teeth bites, empty air, make sure teeth are they, and then we can make sure also that actually happens. Okay, anyway, back to this. So we found a bug. That's good. Okay, so now I just wanna get a little bit of punishment from the goblin. The goblin tries to ruin my stance. Okay, I'm gonna fail. The feint is successful. I expose my arm. I can try to stab his eye and fail again. Ooh. I thrust at the goblin's eye. The goblin jumps out of reach. My dagger slashes. Tamara thrusts at the goblin's torso. The goblin leaps back. Tamara thrusts. Okay. He thrusts at my torso. Okay, this is gonna be... Okay, so I am gonna fail in dodging. See, and now I try to sidestep, but look, see, the goblin pierces my belly and I yell in pain. So I get pierced by a rusty sword in my belly. Okay, so see that, like, this is like, I do have hit points here, but these are probably not even going to show up for the player. It's more about like what's happening in the fight, and I want this to be as you know, as real as possible. So if that happens, then obviously you have to have the player has to have a really good way to heal themselves in some realistic, like fantasy game realistic manner, in order for this to work, because otherwise after basically every fight you would get, you know, like your arm is cut off, your belly is pierced, your eye is out, you know, it's probably not going to be much fun, and so you would always like reload and not do this. So I want this to be I want you, the player, to be extremely good at healing. And I thought, you know, what's the maximum amount of healing that there could be? And if you think about it, basically necromancy is that, right? Like when you're a necromancer, you can heal the dead and they will start working and stuff like this. So you don't heal the soul, so you don't like revive anyone, but it seems like a necromancer is able to kind of like reanimate the flesh, which means basically kind of healing, right? Unless you're thinking about the necromancy where like just skeletons go around, which I don't subscribe to that. For this game, I think that's silly. Like skeletons, just what I understand is like, you know, a zombie that like you can still see that they would be able to kind of walk even when they're undead or dead. So that's why we need healing for game reasons, and we need the healing to be extreme. Like you should be able to attach back your arm and stuff like that. Whew. Okay. So yeah, I should be a little bit. Okay, wow, there's a lot happening on the chat. Sorry. Okay. Some Darden algorithms. Hey Aditya, by the way. It's like yeah. Yeah, cool. So far so good. I think we're basically ready to actually start implementing. So what I thought was that if I have like right now, I'm gonna just win the fight. So I thrust at the goblin's torso. The goblin tries to sidestep but can't. I impale his upper body and he falls backwards. He twists You know, I pick the sword and wield it. Cool. I look into Tamara's undead eyes. I'm sorry, she doesn't respond, so I nod and tell her corpse to follow me. So now, like, I have this NPC who's undead, Tamara, which, you know, and I can like go to the pyramid, and now I can talk to people. There's a bunch of things that I can do, like I can go into the trader's shop, I can talk to the trader, I can hire his son and go outside and go, but like right now I would want to probably heal. And now I wonder if it's something that happens automatically just after the fight. I just like use all my things to heal myself. But I think it's nicer if it has a little bit of cost, like to rebuild yourself basically after a fight. You want to be able to. You need to spend some amount of something like stamina or mana or something like this, and right now I'm not doing it, but in any case you have that choice, and if you have that choice you should, yeah, you should be able to what am I doing? What am I talking about? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we should have it as an action, and it's an action that doesn't happen in the fight. It's an action that like you can't spend the time during a fight to heal yourself, but you can spend the fight after the. I'm sorry, you can heal after the fight. So let's do it as a roaming action. So we have all these different actions. This is fight. Like fight has a bunch of things because, well, obviously that's like the core of the gameplay is fighting. But the other part of the gameplay is roaming. And right now, you know, it's mostly like walking around, hiring NPCs, slaying monsters, walking around. Okay. Okay. So we want to do another action, or make another action that is something similar to. Wow. Do I want to? Now let's just be able to. I should be able to heal everyone, right? I should be able to do this for everyone. Cool. So that means that I need both other act. You know what? I'll just do. Okay. So I'll create a new action called heal. And it's going to be heal. I always forget. Heal action? It's and it extends action of actor. Now I need to import and import action as well. And now, thankfully, my IDE tells me what to do. Am I showing what I'm doing? Yes, good. Yeah. Oh, I see something from Manethos. What if the arm is not close to the body? Yeah, you have to retrieve it. You can totally like when things fall on the ground during a fight, it will become part of the room's inventory, I guess, and so you can always go back and retrieve things. All right. Yeah. So command path template would be something like how do I? Okay, so this is what you get when you are let's see here, if we wait for a while for this GIF to restart, the command path is this, like attack goblin stance feint slash. This is like the kind of breadcrumbs, you know. So we want this to make sense. This is something that you would be doing during like your normal walking around. So it needs to be something that makes sense, and you need to be able to do it on yourself and on anyone else. Okay, so that would mean that I guess object heal, right? The help message, let's keep it null yet. It is not aggressive. Aggressive is there for people to get angry at you, right? So if there's an aggressive action that you do to someone, they can remember it later. But healing someone is not aggressive. Is implicit nope. Implicit just means it's like when we come to this action, it will be taken by default. And it needs to be the only action available for the player. So like it's for these actions like continue, you know, we don't want that. Is proactive? Absolutely. Proactive means I actually like, I want to do it. It's not a reaction to someone else's doing it. And yeah, so static const class name is heal action. This is important for like logging and stuff. Implement rerollable. Oh, is it rerollable? Interesting. Maybe it should be. Maybe it should be an attempt to do something, but maybe not. Maybe not. So false. This is like unimplemented error. Oh. Throw. Throw. Q. Apply failure. So because it will be always, so right now let's do it like it's not rollable, it's not even like that it can fail. It would be more realistic if you can fail with the healing, but it's not fun, right? Like you don't want to be like, oh my god, I tried to heal myself after a fight and I failed in it, and I don't have the resource to do it again, so now like I reload, right? Like, because what else am I gonna do? So this is one of those things where things can be interesting, things can be realistic, but they are not fun. So you know, so throw another unimplemented error, or maybe this is a state error actually. This action is always, what am I doing? What just throw unimplemented error, because like if this is thrown, then I've forgot something to be done, and so that's why I have these things here. Otherwise, if you just like return null or something, then that might filter out somewhere else. You want to fail fast, right? Role reason we don't need, because we have this is not rerollable. And success chance, once again, I mean we need it, but it's reason success chance sure success, right? Because yeah, as I said. And is it a applicable. Okay. One other thing is that we need this. Where is it? Wait a minute. There should be yeah, generate objects. So for this action we actually need, right, this is an actor context, right? Right, this is an override. So for this action, what we want is we want to generate all the people in your party, in the player's party, and we want to, including you. So I think that would be just world. I think we have a get party or something like that. Get party off. Yep. And actually it gives us the actor as well. So we just need to get player. Right. We'll just copy this. Like, I'm a big believer in if you have something in only 2 places, for now just copy it. If it's in 3 places, then you can put it into like a class, and it probably at that point it makes sense and you will know where to put it. But like if it's in 2 places, then it just means that, and if it's small like this, that's fine. So this is a player is this context world actors, and then we basically want to return get party of the player with simulation and world injected. Right. So yeah, this gives us all the people in the party, and the party is actors who are following actor and are animated and active, which makes sense. Okay. Right, so now we have a action that we never use, so let's use it. I'm using flag because the action is a behavior. It has no internal state, but it's still nice to have a class because of all the things that you've seen right now. It's like I was able to just ask the IDE, please give me all the things that I need to implement in this class, and I got it, and all the other things. So what I it's also nicer to like just like re-implement some of the functions or methods in it. So that's why I have it as an action. I'm sorry, have actions as classes, but I only really need one object of the class. So that's why I have singletons here. It's not the same kind of singleton that you normally would think, because it has 0. It's just like functions. It's a thing with functions, and pure functions at that. Cool. So singleton, we need to put it here as one of the actions that you can actually do. So heal action. Wow, we have already imported it. Wow. Right, so we can heal things. No. And now all that is, no, wait, is applicable. It is applicable to any of the actors who are hurt. And I know I have an is hurt. Yeah. If any of the actors part Wait a minute. Max hit points? Do we have max hit points? Something? How do I know? How do I know what's healthy? Huh? I've never. Yeah. See, this is the things that you get. So yeah. So to heal something, you need to know what the max hit point is, and by default it's 1, because everything starts with 1 almost. But for for big monsters, and for the player as well, that means like we can have higher than 1 hit points by default, like at start. And so healing means you put all these places into their into their max. And we have max hit points for actor, right? Max hit points, yes. So actor has max hit points. So maybe these things should also have max hit points. Body parts. For consistency's sake. All right. So so I'm thinking maybe body part just as max hit points. Int get max hit points. So this is the number of hit points that this body part has when it is completely healthy or healed. Okay. So now this is gonna be interesting. What? Right. Back to body part. We need to make sure that this is. So if I create a body part, and now let's see. Yeah. See. So I think. Torso, yeah. Torso has a hit point of the actor's constitution, which is a stat. So I think when we're creating a body part like here, we want to set both the hit points and max hit points from it, which makes sense. Max hit points, right? It cannot be null, which is great. And I don't need this anymore. And I think this will fail because a bunch of actors don't have their max hit points in one of the save games. So I'll need to, yeah, right. What's the problem there? Oh no, it's a different thing. Oh, because I haven't yet. Okay, I haven't. This is a different thing because I haven't implemented the healing yet. So yeah, it's not returning anything. Back to this. We have max hit points and hit points, and our is hurt is here, and it's basically true if yeah. Right, where are we using it? So there's two ways to define what hurt is. One of them is, yeah. One of them is, oh, they are, like here, one of their body parts is totally like not just disabled. But I think a better thing is if hit points is smaller than max hit points, then yeah, they are hurt. Also, this probably makes more sense if it's somewhere else than here. This is a helper function, but I think just the actor itself, they should oh, is it disabled? No, that doesn't make sense. Like if someone cuts my arm, and even though the arm is still operational, I should be tagged with is hurt, right? So yeah, I'm ignoring the chat. Sorry. Ooh. Yeah, Vanethos. Oh, just one a question. Good. Curious question. If a party is someone who is following an actor, that means that there can be NPC parties? Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think like this is something that I have in mind like for the near future to implement, but it's absolutely possible. There is actually no overhead for me to have it not work with more than just the player. So yeah, it could be that there are parties of like roaming goblins and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's not implemented yet. All right. So we have this, and I think, okay, I think anatomy should have, so anatomy should have a getter of is hurt. Bool get is hurt, and let me just do this. Returns true if this anatomy is currently hurt, one of the body parts was damaged and not healed yet, right? Nope. Right, so this goes through all the body parts. If part is like just defensive, if we somehow said that one of the body parts is not like part of the game yet, which is weird, we should not talk about it. But if it is part of the game, therefore it is active, then if the hit points are less than max hit points, then any of those, then it immediately says yes, this they are hurt, and otherwise they are not hurt. And which means here we can be just like, oh, actor return actor anatomy is hurt, which saves some typing for the writer. Cool. So at least we have this, and now we can go back to healing and say when the object, which means the actor that we are trying to heal, anatomy is hurt, then yes, it is applicable. Could there be another? I mean, we could again think about is like when you're blind, can you heal other people? When you're crippled, can you heal other people? But I think again, realism aside, I think it's not fun if you're crippled during the fight and then. Oh, we could have like you can heal yourself even if you're crippled, and then you can heal others. That actually makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, I'm always complicating these things for me, but I like things too. So, so first of all, well, yeah, if the actor isn't the, I'll also say target, I guess, or recipient of healing, target of healing, recipient, or patient. So if the actor is not the patient, and if the actor anatomy, any weapon, and not any weapon appendage available, then return false. Right? So when we're trying, like when we would be trying to heal someone else and we ourselves are crippled, our hands are crippled, then we probably cannot heal. I'm thinking touching is the way to heal in this world. But otherwise, we care if the patient is actually hurt or not. Okay, so we have this, and the last thing is obviously the actually application, the function that will be called and that will transform the world state when this action is performed. So this would be something like I'm bad and on live streaming. I don't normally fare well with coming up with good prose. Not that I'm that great in anyway, but I think we could do something like, yeah, I do often. I just have these context output world. So I'm gonna and final S is context storyline, and so I'm like subject puts. Oh, it's also is applicable. It should also be only applicable to the player, right? Or yeah, if it's not the player, then return false. I mean, at some point we can have like a healer tag for actors, but let's not. So we have subject puts subjects and on objects wound. Damn. We want to know if it's wound or wounds. Okay, so we need to implement this a little differently, I think. Yeah, this is okay. I have second thoughts about this. So do we wounded parts? Do we want to have a wounded parts getter? Okay, it's iterable body part. Yeah, I like this more. Get wounded parts is an generator, and it goes through all the parts, and if the part is wounded, then it yields it. Yeah, that makes sense. And so therefore maybe this is kind of weird. Okay, returns all body parts that are currently hurt, damaged and not healed yet. All right. So this is cleaner. I don't want to pollute this with other things. So let's see. Wounded parts. Is not empty. Yes. Cool. So if there's at least one wounded part, then we'll say yes, you can totally do it. And this is actually efficient because it loops only through to the first body part and says yes, so good. And we have another one. Yeah. So once again, I think this is fine. Anatomy wounded parts is not empty, therefore it's hurt. Okay, cool. Apply success. Yeah. So okay. Final wound or wounds is final count is patient anatomy wounded parts length, and if count is more than 2, more than 1, then it's wounds, otherwise it's wound. Also, I want to assert that count is more than 0, because we just checked it here in as applicable, but you know, we just asserts are for free. They're like in production they don't run, so like assert everything just to be sure that things don't break in some unexpected ways. So wound or wounds on objects, wound on wounds. So subject puts subject's hand on his or her wound. So we need to say that object is patient. Right, we also probably want to have the parts is this to list, and parts length. Yeah. All right, so because now we want to go through each and just set them all to healthy, and then report it, probably. So for a final part in parts, actually we can just do deeply replaced body part. This is a method that helps with like kind of going through an actor's whole anatomy and changing things while we're there. So the actor is the patient. Yeah, we normally do it like this. Yeah, we need to have a builder. So final patient builder is patient to builder. So this is like the mutable thing. So we have a patient builder now. And then what's the where filter? Oh yeah, so this is for just for the body parts that are hurt. Hit points is less than part max hit points, and so body part updater. Body part updater is a function that takes a builder, and it also takes afflicted descendant, which is true when the body part is a descendant of the target body part. That's fine. We don't actually need that. So is descendant if is descendant return, and otherwise B hit points is B max hit points. So we are like, yeah, okay. And then what do we normally do here? Victim. Yeah. So we are here, and we now the patient builder is now has the like the changes that the mutations that we made in this deep replace body part. The If this looks weird, this is because we are like the vault state is normally immutable, and so we need to do some, which gives us some really good properties. But that also means that if we want to mutate something, or if we want to change some state in the world, especially if something as deep as an anatomy, where like you have a torso, and to the torso you have attached an arm, and to the arm you have attached a hand, so like it's complicated, but we now are resetting everything to hit points. Okay. Yeah, and so now we need to be like, update actor by ID. That's the patient. Nope. Patient. And B replace by patient builder built. Maybe that's a better way to do this, but this will do. And now we need to say what actually happened, and that means that we will be like storyline at enumeration. Which is something at enumeration is something that it's a sentence that he says something like, oh, in this example you can see a handkerchief, a brush, and a mirror here. And in our case we're like are healed. Except, okay. Yeah. So if count is more than 1, then R, otherwise is what else do we have here? Are also healed, okay, and the articles are the body parts, which is the just the parts. These are the parts that were damaged, right? I don't know if you hear the garbage truck, but that's I guess that's part of the stream now. Like last time was also the garbage truck was punctuating the stream at every point. Okay, I think we can do. We can be like return. Actor, wait, a name healed patient name. All right, no static problems. Let's see what tests do. I think there will be at least one test failure with the save game that I talked about previously, but that's all right. Yeah, you don't see the you don't hear the garbage truck. Wow, um, it's pretty loud. Logged to completion. Yeah, this was the yes. This is something that I thought would happen. Max hit points is missing. Oh, this I didn't. Right, cannot have an implicit action when more than one is presented. Cool. Okay, so this is something that. So the healing is showing up somewhere where it shouldn't, and I have a theory about that. Slay monsters. Let's see. Take approach. What do they do if? Yeah, if monsters are alive, then we only get one of the one thing. So we do. I think that's what we do. Right. So if the current situation, which we know is room roaming search, has some monsters in it, then we don't allow healing when monsters in this room are still alive. That should take care of it. So let's see. And we still need to let's actually create a new save game for this. So I'm just gonna good weapon. Pick up sword. Is this the oh ouch? Huh. All right. I guess I need to see what's going on. Go to the altar. Take spear. Slash descend. So this is me going really fast because I know all of it through the previous incarnation, like the adventure that was released in 2017 that you can still play if you go to gamebook.com, and then this is my kind of fuzzy testing ground where anytime I do something, I will let the game be played over this. So go to slave quarters. Yeah, let's look. This is our save game. It's right now. It's like obviously not very optimized, so it's like a huge blob of something like a JSON, not really JSON, I think. All right, and then that should take care of one of these things. Are we what? What did I do? No. Oh, I'm terrible. I didn't copy because yeah, I'm switching between Windows and Mac, and sometimes I forget that I'm on a Mac, and sometimes I forget that I'm on a PC. So let's see. Some tests still failed. Jonas asks if it has a team behind it or is just you on your own. It's mostly just me on my own, although I do have friends that help me with a bunch of things, including the writing, and I do look forward to actually be in a state where I can ask for some help in terms of the art. And yeah, I also some friends are helping with the animations and stuff like this. So it's not completely just me, but it's mostly me. It's like 95% me. I wish I had the resources for this to be a more open project. So when I say we in the stream, I mean you and me. All right, so we still have this thing. Damn. Wonder what's happening here. Okay, stance. Oh man. Oh, look at that. I can actually... Yeah, I can... So the goblin slashed Tamara's Slack. So now I can try and either crash the app or the game, or... So I'm gonna kill him. Ooh, nice. Yes, yes, yes. Something's the matter. What's going on? But which two actions are we getting? We need to find... Right, we might be... Okay. We might be crashing with implicit approach as well. Like after the fight, there's an implicit approach, which kind of gets us out of the room. Damn. That's hard. Okay, we have, so just so you know, we have this game starts with a fight, and just after the fight we go to start post fight. Oh, okay, yeah, and this is like a new room, right? Which is not great. we should be able to. Yeah. Right. This doesn't need to be implicit. So just after the fight, we can give the player some options to do something, and then they can. Huh. Yeah. This might actually be better to be like in a. Like a director thing. But that's oh man. Okay, so let's just do end fight. Right. So yeah, I start here, and I want some of us to be. So either Tamara or me should get some damage, so I can heal it later. So I will fail this catch. Like I'm trying to catch a sword that's hurling at me, and I'm gonna fail it. And I attempt to catch the rusty sword in the air, but I'm too slow. It pierces my right eye. Wow, right in the eye. I should probably let people hurl swords less often. I run in pain, briefly cover the wound with my hand. Okay. I roll and pull the rusty sword out. It falls into the muddy ground. Tamara throws the sword at the goblin. He attempts to catch it in the air, but is too slow. It drills into the goblin's right arm. Okay, he yells in pain and briefly holds his hand over the wound. He growls and pulls the sword out. It falls onto the ground. Okay. So now we have me and the goblin are pretty bad, in a bad shape. I wait. Tamara thrusts her fist at the goblin and he tries to sidestep. Okay, she puts him down. He grabs the sword. I wonder. I'm just gonna throw my dagger at him. No. Hurl the dagger. He catches it in the air. Tamara picks the rusty sword and wields it. I just wait. I wait. The goblin and draws the sword. Okay. I wait. Tamara kicks the goblin's weapon and he holds on to it. He gets up and steadies himself. All right. Wait. Wait. Tamara swings her rusty sword at the goblin's arm. I didn't do this yet. Yeah. Oh wow. Tamara swings her rusty sword at the goblin's arm. The goblin deflects it and thrusts the sword at Tamara's torso. Tamara leaps out of reach. The goblin's sword slashes emptier. Yeah, I should also do a lot more of the writing, so it's more, like right now we have basically one sentence for each of the things that can happen, like micro things that can happen, and I should do more of that, so it's more fun to read. But You know what? I'll just punch him. I punch him. He's off balance. He goes down. I kick at the weapon. Yep. He's able to roll out, and I can break his neck. Yes. Right. Okay. I can heal myself. I put my hand on my wound. The right eye is healed. Okay, I'm good with this. Let me run the tests again. They're super slow because I think OBS just gets a lot of so the software package that does the streaming just gets like, I don't know, maybe 50% of the CPU power or something, but everything is just like very very slow. What? Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute. That's weird. I thought Oh, maybe there's another one like that. Damn. We need to do something with these things. What? Okay, so first of all, for some reason, some of these things are not nullable. Serializing. Max the hit points. I don't. Okay. Weird. La la la, body part. We are constructing max hit points somewhere, or we have max hit points somewhere and they are not set to anything, which is weird to me because I thought the only way I construct this is this. What is happening, Edge Hat? somehow oh, I'm an idiot. I wasn't logging. Okay, now I understand. So I need to go through that fight again. I'm sorry, everyone. This will be even faster than before. Swap feed, kick, pick up, doot, 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 and slave quarters, and thank you. And now Sublime. And the last one, that's some quality YouTube content, right? Someone trying to talk while doing something very boring. Okay. So that should take care of one of these problems. But there was still that problem with crashing, and the crash is there because we are asserting that when there's an implicit choice, that implicit choice needs to be the only choice for the player, and that makes sense, right? Because otherwise it's not implicit. Otherwise you have to choose from two things, and the problem is we have added a choice to places where where like you have implicit approach, which is like go to a different room from this room, and you have heal. Oh, we could no. How many implicit approaches do we have there? Maybe we shouldn't have implicit approaches. Or maybe we should just like say no actions if there is an implicit approach. Like one of these other actions, or all of these other actions are forbidden if there's an implicit approach from this place. That's weird, isn't it? Damn. Demon. Get next turn. Okay, what do situations are like they should give us, oh yeah, a list of actions. So room roaming could we could actually override this and say, hey, if and so we don't need to deal with these actions in any other place, but like we have these two implicit actions, slay monsters and take implicit approach, and I think maybe if one of those is available, we just return those. Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. So let's go back to here. and say implicit again, and this will give us the same error like before. And then so this is the like final all actions is this. Right, but I'll make a special case for slaying monsters and taking implicit action, so that we don't need to worry about these two actions in is applicable of all other actions, right? So if slay monsters action which is implicit, oh, we don't get on those here. We can't actually do this. Damn. Oh. Yeah. All right. We can't check for anything here because we are just asked to provide these actions. That's it. So yeah, I wonder if like take implicit approach. It's also weird because implicit approaches are a little like just after a fight, the implicit approach will kind of rob you from your chance to like raise others from undead and healing and so on and so forth. So we'll need to figure out that. So okay, I'll just do end fight here. And fight, and let me find, how do I find in, I use the VS Code basically just for the for these kind of like writer input, so I don't have any idea how any of this works. Find in files, yes, thank you. Implicit. Yeah, okay. And fight. It's not very fun to do, but like we are in a room. Yeah, we should yeah. Yeah, okay. This makes sense. All right. This makes sense. So sorry for being stunned for too long, but I think I solved it to an extent in which in which I'm like, yeah. After each fight, we actually like we don't allow to just have an implicit kind of force the player to go somewhere else immediately, and I think that makes sense in the long run because we can have different fights, and we don't want the player to be to not be able to kind of deal with the consequences of the fight. For example, there, as Panathos mentioned, like if someone cuts off my hand, I probably want after the fight to pick it up and reattach it. Okay. Yeah, that which brings me to like we don't actually do cleaving here. So there's another thing where we should be looking at severed arms and severed other parts, picking them up and attaching them back. But I think I'll leave it to later because right now there's zero chance that you'll actually sever anything. Once we have that, pretty soon, hopefully, we can do that. So healing we have, but we don't have cleave. Yeah, able to cleave of lip. See, right, like next in line. Pretty easy to do. Super cool. So it's awesome. Okay. To do reattach limbs. Actually, that's gonna be pretty hard because we'll need to figure out like which limbs are for what. Yeah. Well, anyway. I think we have items. Yeah, okay. No. All right, sorry. That is awesome. So we have healing, and it looks like it's passing the tests. So let me quickly just make the commit. So implement. I'm not showing this to you, but you can imagine that I'm committing this. Implement healing after fight, or anytime really, but still cool. So now that we can heal stuff, what else can we do? Let's have a look. So yeah, another thing we want to do is to be able, so this is true to an extent, and necromancy after fight, which is what? No. What? Oh. Which is like right now we can raise from the dead during the fight, but we want to be able when there's like dead people lying around after the fight, we want to still be able to raise them. Okay, I think we can start working on that. I have 20 minutes left, but I think that's so I will probably not finish this. Let me look at the chat. Okay. Effect. Yeah. Effectively, what is the difference between an undead character and a non-undead character? Well, so undead characters are kind of like robots. Like they don't have their own will. They will be following, or if they don't have anyone to follow, they will be kind of eating brains like zombie or whatever. They are they have just this like just urges and that's it. But otherwise, that's the main thing, right? Uh, yeah. So when Tamara is undead, when she's alive, you can talk to her. When she's undead, you cannot talk to her. She'll just follow, and she will be a little worse in fighting, and so on and so forth. Um, yes, yes. Um, Vanitas again. The thing is there anything that can prevent you from raising an undead? Example, if the body is completely mangled or partially eaten, can you resurrect it? Also, if you forget to pick up an arm, can we go back through the map to pick it up again? Yes. So, I'm pretty sure we have that. We have items on the ground. Ooh, maybe not, actually. But it's definitely planned. So, yes, if you leave an arm on the ground, nobody else takes it, and you go back to that place, you will still see it there, and you will be able to pick it up. You can basically, I think you should be able to raise any kind of undead, even like a hand can be raised from the dead, but it won't be very helpful. Right? Well, I mean, maybe not arm, but anything with the torso should be able to be raised from the undead. And the problem, obviously, is when you raise from undead, some things get healed. Are they? Damn. Undead. Turn undead. Let's see. So true hit points. Yeah. So there. Oh no! Heal all vital parts. Yeah. Okay. So vital parts are being healed. But which parts are vital? That's a good question. That is a good question. Which parts? Oh. Humanoid. So head is vital. So head will be healed. Right, that makes sense. A head is like if you raise someone who got slashed in the head, or like has an arrow through the head, that will be healed. As in, they will still be able to like walk around. But eyes aren't vital, so they will be blind. Arms are not vital, so they could be. Oh wait a minute. Yeah, they could be pretty like lame. Hands, legs are not vital. So basically, just head and torso and neck are vital. Yeah. Which is fine, I guess. I mean, which is okay. Which means that you raise someone from the dead if their arms are mangled, then tough luck, because they can help you really. They will only bite, which is fine. Yeah. All right. think that's fine. By the way, we're here with teeth, and teeth are, where's teeth? Yeah, teeth. There should be pronoun. Yeah, teeth are they, and I still saw one of those things is wrong. So maybe storyline is bad. Are we actually using it somewhere? Yeah, what was the problem? Tamara teeth bites empty air even though it's they. Yeah, what's the, should be fine. Okay, I need to go into, well, actually let's go into this now. Okay, so probably the best way to do this is byte, jump back from byte, and have this, and just have a test. Where's the test? Storyline. Do we have they? Don't have they. Second object, action thread, enumeration. Okay, test. They bite, not bites. Right, and so storyline. Now we have so enemy would be someone like would be an actor. (42). A name is Tamara. So undead enemy is enemy rebuilt with is undead. That is true. I think that should give them teeth. We don't need the thread here. And so expect storyline realize a string into, and it should be something like Tamara's teeth bite emptier, right? Also, I mean, we are like, I don't like how we are testing two things at once. One of them is that undead enemies have teeth, so maybe not his, but current. You know what? Anatomy. Right, so that's better. Okay, and now run the test. It will fail, hopefully, but we'll find out why, or we'll be able to make it good. To make it good. Yes. So Tamara, name is proper noun true. So Tamara's teeth bite. What's going on? This is okay. Yeah, I think you're fine. Just come on. Stop. You run failed test. Wow, why is this taking so long? Come on! Well, I'm pretty sure I saw bites emptier. Tamara's teeth. Is there something wrong with having this? What's the matcher? Oh, is it the one? Returns a matcher that matches if the match argument is in the extent. Right. Tamara's teeth bite empty air. Tamara's teeth snap at. Excuse me, you don't need to write this. run this. Okay. Yeah. So for some reason, this just runs. Okay. And I don't know why. I don't know what I saw. Did anyone else see it? I think I saw a bug, and now that I try to do it again, it's not there. Let's run it if it's flaky or something. Well, it's now there, so hopefully. Hopefully it's never reoccurs again. All right. Anyway, so regression test, I guess. Where is my thing? All right. Add regression test to the bytes. Commit. All right, and I think that's it for today. I will do some more stuff, but what we did today is we implemented. Let me show you. We implemented healing, which is really cool. The reason why I was really excited to have healing is that, as I said at the beginning, like if it's basically free for you to heal yourself after the fight, you will be much more likely to not reload when this happens, and it will also probably so you will be more open to like having some interesting fights with actual, like, you know, cut off limbs and stuff like that, and then you just like put yourself together again and you go ahead, which I think is much more interesting than hit points and so on. So that's cool. We realized that room roaming situation wasn't very prepared for all these like little things, especially with the implicit approach, which I was kind of abusing, to be honest. I was like, just after the fight, I want this to happen, and so I added an implicit approach that basically like force you just after you slay the monsters in one room, it will kind of force you to another room, and that's not fun because you might want to do something with a corpse that's still lying around and so on. I will probably need to revisit how things like that happen, like maybe the director watches over these things, and at some point she's like, oh, we just finished the fight and I have here a thing, like a rule that says when this exact fight finishes with this exact result, that's where we do this, but we're still in the same room. I think I like that better than what we have now. Yeah, and then we wanted to fix and then we wanted to add the ability to turn undead someone outside the fight, and that did not happen. And after that we looked at the bug that we couldn't reproduce, and I'm thinking maybe I just saw something that wasn't there. Cool. Thanks for watching. I think I mostly covered things that were in the chat, which is great. And yeah, if you have ideas, please let me know. either in the chat or actually not in the chat, because the chat is after I finish the stream. For some reason, you can't go back to the chat. But if you have ideas, add them as comments to the video, and see you. I think see you next week. Yeah, cool. All right. And now for and now for the fun part, where I try to find where I can stop the streaming. Is it here? Maybe. Maybe I'm still on. Maybe. Yeah, I'm still on. Wow, that's awesome.